All right. Aloha and good afternoon to our active family and for all those that are joining us at this moment. I know there's gonna be a couple more people or a handful of people that will be joining us later. And so we want to be respectful of your time today, the middle of the day, middle of the week. So we'll get started in the meantime and everyone can catch up. But before we get started, I do want to definitely welcome our A16, Christina Godoy here. It's always a pleasure when we have our A16s joining us, no matter if they're driving, whether they're exercising, whether they're home with their families. It's great that people join us because today is going to be a special day. We are going to do recognition. So please let your team members know, hey, get on this call. We want to recognize those that have worked so hard, whether it's rank advancing, whether it's enrolling new people, being the top enroller. Join us today in recognizing them and then supporting them. So give a quick text or a message to your teams and have them join us this afternoon. We also want to welcome our president, Ryan Thompson, on the call, as well as our CEO, David Brown. I know he's joining us as well. A lot of our executives are traveling. So is Colton Smith. He's in Brownsville. And so he got tied up, and so he won't be joining us, but he does send his love and his aloha to each and every one of you. He loves being on this call, and the fact that he cannot he's very sad, but definitely he misses you, and he's out there in the field working hand in hand with you and your group to make each and every one of you as successful as you can be. We also want to thank Rebecca James for joining us as well. Both her and myself will be hosting the calls and been doing the announcements as well as the interview for our distributor success story. So with that being said, it's going to be a long announcement and recognition, which I like. And so without further ado, I will turn the time over to Rebecca James for the announcements.
Thank you so much, Stu. I am so excited today for our recognition and for our distributor interview. I'm especially excited for that. So let's jump right on into it. Welcome to the call, everybody, and welcome to October. It is a beautiful start to the month, and we're so excited for some big events that we've got coming up super soon. So first of all, as always, let me welcome you to the call and remind you about all of our many communications channels. You can find us on Telegram at Actives USA. You can text Activate to that phone number there on the screen to be added and signed up for automatic texts to remind you about these calls. You can find us on Instagram at Actives USA and on Facebook at Actives USA. On our Facebook especially, we are constantly posting reminders about calls that we have with doctors and scientists, things about our products, and really cool opportunities with promotions. So make sure to be over there on Facebook especially. And we'd love to connect with you on any and all of these platforms. And speaking of those platforms, we do have an exclusive WhatsApp group that I will show you right after we talk about our event calendar. So October, as you can tell, is a very exciting month. We've got it blocked out. We have our national event on October 19th. That is coming right up so fast that it's crazy. It's going to be gorgeous here in Salt Lake City, Utah. And oh my gosh, I can't even look at November yet because I'm so excited about this October event. We have so many exciting things going, so many exciting speakers, and some really, really exciting news to announce on the grand stage at our US national event. So don't miss it. We are so excited to see you there and at such a scenic and beautiful location as Little America and Grand America hotels. So make sure that you're watching out for that event. We really want to see you there, and we are so, so excited. All right, as I was saying, here is that WhatsApp group. Make sure that you join this so that we can keep you updated on exclusive info for our US English market. We are super excited to have this space just for our US English calls. It is fantastic, and we are glad that we can connect with you here. It's a broadcast channel. And yeah, make sure to scan that QR code, or we can drop the link in the chat and get you guys added to this. All right, we have some exciting news. So we are very excited to introduce a new member of our Actives product family, and you can guarantee your ability to receive product X by buying it now and picking it up at our 7th anniversary event in Mexico City. So there's some information there on the screen about that, and it's available in our Epi Essential Kit as well. And the only way to access this promotion is to actually call customer service. So make sure that if you're interested in picking up product X at our 7th anniversary event or having it in our Epi Essential Kit, that you call customer service, get some info. Wow, we are just so pumped about this. We've been holding on to it for a while, and I am beyond excited to see what you guys think of product X. All right, we have a brand new promotion for October. This is running from the 4th through the 31st. So on any order of 200 PV or more, you receive 1 jar of our metabolic activator Aero and 1 bottle of our Nerf 2 activator Genomics for only $18 US. And it is great. I know that Genomics is one of our by far most popular promotions. So make sure that you pick some up in this bundle with Aero. This runs until Halloween. It is so great. Add it to your orders of 200 PV or more. It's going to be fantastic. All right, we also have an exciting announcement for another one for our 7th anniversary event. We are offering an exclusive packaging of Genomics. All you collectors out there, I know that we did Optimum last year and we kind of rotate which products have this special packaging. This year it is Genomics, which is awesome. As you can tell, so much thought went into this. We're so excited to offer this exclusive bottle of Genomics. So make sure to watch out for it. If you place a minimum order of 200 PV or more, which includes our newest product X, you will receive 1 free limited edition bottle of the Nerf 2 activator at the event. So make sure to take advantage of this. It's so cool. And we're excited to offer you guys something exclusive for our event next month in November. All right, I want to remind you that our Transform Lives Challenge is almost coming to a close. At the end of this month, it is finally over, this 3-month huge challenge that you guys have been participating in. It is so cool to see how many people are participating in this and how many points you're getting. I love keeping up on it. I know that last week we announced who our leaders were, our 3 leaders, and we're so excited to see more, to see who wins. So to participate in this challenge, what do? Well, it's on our Actives app. So you get on your app, you scroll down to our badges and challenges section, and then you share product benefits and success stories by sharing multimedia content through your app daily. So for each unique share from the library with a unique content, you earn 1 point. And then the people with the most points at the end of 90 days, our top 10 leaders with the highest scores, will receive 100 product credits. And if they've qualified for 500 Club, they'll earn an additional 100 product credits and all the 500 Club prizes, of course. So make sure to take advantage of this great prospecting challenge. We are so excited about it, and to announce our winners at the end of this month and the start of November. All right. Hey, speaking of 500 Club, what is it and how can you qualify for it? Well, if you're within your first 90 days at Actives, you can complete your 10 distributor enrollments within those first 90 days with a minimum of 200 PV to qualify. If you're outside your 90 days, we still want you to absolutely take advantage of this. So enroll those 10 distributors with a minimum of 200 PV in 90 days starting August 1st. And this leg of 500 Club is running from August through the end of October. So by Halloween is the end of this 500 Club leg, matching with our 3-month challenge on the app. And you can earn $500, an iPad, or products valued at $750 US by qualifying for 500 Club. And don't forget about the 200 product credits that you can win by being a top 10 leader in the app challenge for our 500 Club challenge on the Actives app. So make sure to check out 500 Club. I know we've had a lot of qualifiers, so I'm very excited to get to recognition because it is so cool to watch you guys go, to watch who's doing what, and to see the progress you're making. So we're excited about that. We're excited to announce which of you have qualified for 500 Club, and make sure that if you haven't yet, you know there's still time and that you're all over those 10 distributor enrollments. All right, we have another Momentum Deluxe trip coming up. I'm just going to go over this briefly. So what do you need to do to qualify for Momentum Escape? Number 1 is to personally enroll 5 new distributors in October, this month of October, with 200 PV or more. Those 5 distributors need a minimum auto ship of 100 PV in November or December, and all 5 must enroll at least 1 new distributor with 200 PV or higher in October, November, or December using that duplication system from the Success Guide to guarantee your success. The qualifications are: number 1, that you must have a minimum personal auto ship order of 100 PV or more in October, November, December, and January. And number 2 is you must be paid as an A4 in January 2025. And number 3, finally, is to grow 5% in January 2025 over your organizational volume in September 2024. Isn't it crazy that we're already talking about January, Stu? How is it already this late in the year? Like, it's freaking me out. But hey, what can we say? We are looking forward to these fantastic trips. The promotional period for this Momentum It's from October this month through January 2025. So make sure to watch out for those months, for those deadlines. We want to see you and your family at Momentum Escape. And we're so excited to get you more information soon about where this trip is going and all of the fun we're going to have on it. So make sure that we see you there, Actives family. We love to see you on these trips. It's what makes it. And we're very excited for this new trip. All right. Like I said, our US national event is literally around the corner, you guys. It is so, I just am too excited about it. We're going to have amazing speakers there. We've got Dr. Joe Maroon coming and his PA, Jeff Boast. Oh my gosh, they are just fantastic. It is so neat to hear them talk about the products, to talk about their personal stories and journeys. It is just so inspiring to hear about their beginnings and why they believe in these products. And I am so excited to go hear them, to see you all there, to listen to what they have to say, because it's going to be fantastic. So remember, it is at the Little America Hotel on October 19th. We have so many special guests, so many incredible announcements to make. Registration is $25 US. You can find it in your back office shop. And I have more information. So we're doing a special 2-for-1 registration deal. The deadline for this is this Friday, so in 2 days. So it's just a brief exclusive thing, okay? So if you've already purchased your event registration, we will give you 1 additional registration, a buy one, get one free. So make sure to take advantage of this. I know that we'll be sending this image out so you can get that QR code and go find it in your back office and qualify for this. We are so excited to have you there at our national event, and the first 100 registrants for the event will receive a surprise gift. So get registered. We want to see you there. Don't forget your ticket, and we are so excited. Okay, and let me remind you as well that we have a room deal. So you'll receive a 15% discount on your stay by calling the hotel directly and mentioning the Actives event. So I know that I tripped a couple people up with this last time, because we have this deal with the Little America and the Grand America, and that's because these are sister hotels. They are right next to each other in Salt Lake City. So don't worry, you can stay at either hotel. The main event is happening at the Little America, and then I know that we're having the VIP dinner that we discussed at the Grand America. So they're across the street, so easy to walk to. It's less than a block. Don't worry about which one you stay at, either one, and make sure that you call and get that fantastic 15% discount to bundle your rooms into our block. All right, we have a founders call coming up on Tuesday, October 15th, where you can listen directly to Ryan Thompson and David Brown, our co-CEOs. We are beyond excited for this call. They are so much fun, and it's really great to hear from our co-CEOs, to hear what's going on with Actives on the corporate side, to catch you guys up. So make sure that you don't miss it. Join us on Tuesday, the 15th. And as always, let me remind you that we have our weekly Activate USA English calls right here every single Wednesday. We've got our active schools every second Saturday. Usually, I'm pretty sure that we don't have one this month because of our national event. I'll have to double check on that, but we've got big things coming. So make sure that you don't miss our national event in Salt Lake City, Utah. We are so excited to see you, and we love to see you every single Wednesday on these calls. And with that, Stu, I will turn things back over to you.
Right. Thanks, Becca. Really appreciate it, man. A lot of things going on, events, but I do want to point out that this is October already. We're coming down towards the ending part of the year, but I like October because to me, it signifies the first month till the ending of the year that we get to eat a lot. We got Halloween coming, so we get chocolates and all these treats. And then we got November with Thanksgiving, then December with the Christmas dinner going into New Year's Eve. So we're going to be doing a lot of eating, which to me makes me very happy. However, with all these things coming down the pipeline, our products are gonna make sure that we stay in our lane and we do the things that we need to do to stay healthy. And nothing makes me more excited than Product X. For all those that have been with the company from the very beginning, you might have remembered that there was another Product X that we unveiled, a couple weeks to about a month later or so. And the results of what product X does was phenomenal. It later became Optimum. And so I'm wondering what this product X is going to be and what it entails. I'm just going to say this, that I've been on it, been one of those that has been sampling it for a couple of weeks now, and it is amazing, especially for someone like myself, David Brown, who's very active. We like working out, we like running. Um, I just cannot wait to share my testimonials with Product X, but please be excited for it. David and Ryan definitely have put a lot of time, thought, researching things with the advisory board members and everything, and it's going to be phenomenal. Actives releases the best products out in the market, not just in network marketing, but in all supplements and the health style industry. And so I'm just hope that you guys are excited for it, because it's going to be very quick that it becomes recognized, and we're going to unveil it. So attend our events, attend the calls, find out what the latest information is, and it's going to be phenomenal. So with that being said, the reason why I wanted to just bring up Product X, because the person that I'm going to be interviewing today actually is a big motivator for myself in making sure that I have always stayed with drinking my Arrow products. And I've shared my story before that I always get on it for a couple days, maybe a week at the most, and then all the football players come into the house and then steals all my arrows. So I'm like, I cannot even try it. And so I've done, you always hear hide and eat, right? You go buy something, you hide, you eat, and then you show up. So that way you don't have to, buy something for somebody, or when you see somebody, you end up always saying, hey, here you go, you can have it, and then you don't even eat yourself. So I've been a hide and drink kind of guy these past couple of weeks, even almost month and a half, almost close to 2 months that I've been on it. And I've had phenomenal results. And it's all because of Griselda. She has inspired me to continue to drink Arrow and to see what happens. And I don't know if I'm the luckiest person in the world, because I, interviewed Claudia last week, and now I get to do it back to back. One of my favorite distributors, our A&I Griselda, that I get to interview today. So either I did something very nice to David and Ryan and to the group that I got the honor to interview Griselda, but I mean, she is definitely, like Claudia is, a full ball of energy, always smiling. She always willing to share her experiences with that, with the product, with, her network marketing successes and even failures. And so she was one of the founding members when we first started Actives back in 2017. And what was interesting is that she comes from a very, very educational background. She has a degree in biochemistry. I had to practice how to say biochemistry, right? But with a focus in pharmaceutical science. And so she's very, very knowledgeable about the body, about products, things that affect the body. And so the fact that we get such educated and beautiful lady in our company, we are very lucky here at Actives. She loves to inspire people. She's a great daughter, friend, wife, mother, and animal lover. And more importantly, she's an Actives lover as well, because she loves not only Actives, but all those that are, in her group and all parts of the world. As long as you're in Actives, you're her friend. And that's what makes her very, very special. So Griselda, welcome. And thank you for volunteering for being interviewed today. We're lucky to have you. How are you today?
Oh my goodness. Now you make me forget everything I was planning to say with all that nice, beautiful things you mentioned. I hope, guys, you can hear me well. I'm in one hotel after one event for reparation over the network marketing. So it was an amazing event, but I hope I don't have so much noises in my background. Thank you,
We can
Stuart.
hear you fine. Yeah, we can hear you fine. And it's easy for me to introduce you, Griselda, because I just speak honest truth, and that's what we like about you. That you also very honest in sharing your things and your story. So let's start off by basically, if you could, for those that haven't met you, new to this call, could you tell us your story and how you got started with actives?
Ooh, well, everything started with Claudina. Why? Because I was looking online something about allergies to remove the pharmaceutical products from my son and start with something, a new option. And that moment, I don't even know what the amazing option we have. And looking through the internet, exactly, well, God is perfect in the moment. So I realized, well, Claudina mentioned they have an event in Utah, and I was not part of the network marketing. I don't even have idea what it's about, but I want something to change in the health of my son. So I say to Claudina, which event you go? Oh, no, don't worry. You don't need to come. I'm like, no, I want to come. Tell me most. So it's where I meet them. I meet Cristina, Claudia Valdez, Claudina in that event. I'm just want to know about some options for the health of my son. And this is in rounds, exclusive moment. I'm get involved in this, I guess. I can tell you all this whole story, but I need 3 hours.
If any of you go to these events and get to spend time with Griselda, please take time to listen to her story because it's amazing. But more importantly, we just so happy that we have great leaders, like she pointed out, Claudia, and all these wonderful support systems that she has that helped you with that. And definitely for your son, always looking out for other people, as you pointed out right now, making sure that your son is taken care of. You have been very successful so far. You have already reached the rank of A9. And I know you have, we don't have 3 hours, unfortunately, today, but definitely one of these days we will get all your story. But because of your success, I know that one of that you could probably share is maybe one of your most successful invite techniques that you've mentioned. I know Colton talked with you about that. And so I want to have you share at least one of your successful invite techniques that has helped you reach the rank of A9.
What can be? Because I do so many things. But I like to be persistent. When you want something, I think to be persistent in that area, focus where you want to reach. If I'm looked to somebody and that people, I think now with experience you got on the market, you can observe people and think, okay, that person needed by health. But in the end, you finish like, okay, I can help her in another ways also. But I'm learned to look at the people, observe, and be persistent when I want to talk to someone, and found the way to go and talk to that person and observe what is the need. So many people says over here, so many of the also great leaders observe, listen. I think listen, you prospect is the clue. Be persistent and write the names, all the contacts, because after you forgot, or I forgot most of the time, if I don't put, okay, I meet these people in this hotel and this restaurant because it was in wheelchair, because has dry skin, because, be details, because after you forgot why you talk to that person. And it's nice to say, when you make your phone calls, you say, hey, hello, Victor, how are you? How is your son? I remember he have he broke his leg, blah, blah, blah. And the people is like, oh, she remembers, you know? My technique is to be approached, be persistent, and listen to people. I think you will learn in the way, these things I don't even know before, and just go. And of course, the doors close because it's like, whoa, this crazy lady, what she want, you know? And I'm not ashamed to approach people. That is easy for me. If I saw someone and go and I say, hey, hello, what bring you here? Or what do you doing? Or how is the apples in the market? You know, things, that is easy for me. I'm not ashamed to ask. And I think that's part of my, the way I'm do, I guess.
Awesome, making it personal. And I like that. Listen, you know, we always hear that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so it's better to listen than to speak. But that's a great I guess advice that you can share is making it personal, observe, listen, and then be persistent. If you make a call and you say, hey Stu, you remember this and this, or I remember that you did this is I would be very happy because I know that you care about me more than me just getting into the business. And so that's a great advice that you just shared. That sometimes we overlook, we just want to, focus on the outcome, but we're not focusing on the process there of the invite. And so making it personal, listen, take the details, write it down. Those are our great things that we can learn. So once you invite them, once you make it personal, you observe and you listen, and they're about to start the active business, what are some of the things that you teach them once they get started?
Oh, as soon they sign, it's very important. A mistake I did for so long. Just leave them there. Okay, they sign and go and put them in one of my groups, my chat, and assume they are checking my message. That is a big mistake because we think they are checking and they are not. So no matter what, now I'm changed. And if you are my prospect, I send you in, and then I'm like, when you have a moment for me to talk to you by Zoom, if it's here in person, by person, first thing, teach. Okay, this is your ID number, write it down. This is your password, write it down. This is your web page, because people don't know the way. We assume, again, they know in the web and the office, the virtual office, it is there. But people don't know how to get and read their own web page. So go with them inside the virtual office and then teach them that. Then, okay, do you see this as in green? It's because you just buy you first kit. It's in green. Now, this is what you miss to be 2 or to be 1, A1 or A2. So, but the most important is you get A6. That way you start to get, but that you don't want to put so many things. So first thing, the web page, teach them, write it down. This is the 3 steps. You go on this part, and the right, close to your name, it says web page. You click there, and then down in the left corner, you have your web page. If you don't like it, this is the moment to change it. How you like your page? Okay, change the name. Mine was in the beginning, Griselda Combe. It was too long. So I said, change it. Okay, now it's griseldacombe.actis.com. Teach them to write it. And from there, it's like, okay, now you need to give this to your friends, co-workers, family, but don't give you password. This is for you. You don't need to share this. You need to share that. You need to learn. And then the next thing is a study here. Go to where it says recursos, and you have everything there. I don't remember now how it's in English, but you go and display everything. When Ryan has all the videos for us, 1 by 1. So again, don't assume they are reading. No, we need to see that with them. And usually I sit with them or video and like, okay, play that, play this. Sussex guy. This is yes, 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 sí or sí. We say in Spanish, sí or sí. You need to read the Sussex guy. I laugh now, but there was something in my head. Don't try to change. We have everything. Don't try to, because we get emotional. I want to go to the radio, the TV. No. First, this is what I was my mistake. And still, I'm doing so many mistakes. I want to hear David, Ryan, and Colton know. I want to open another market. I want to share that with everybody, but okay, calma. Be patient, Griselda, and everything will be on time. This is the first thing I do, and keep going. Okay, you study, and then let's go. Make phone calls. Share with your prospects.
Awesome. I love it. I mean, everything that we need, just like you said, it's already there. And for someone like yourself, just to teach them the basics. Here's your website. Here's your distributor ID. Here's your password. I mean, sometimes it could be so overwhelming that we want them to be so successful so fast that we forget the very small details just to get them started. And so, you pointed out that, you've made mistakes before, but then realizing what is best for those that just started, is very comforting to hear that you're just keeping it simple. And then, like you're saying, there's so many things to do, but you just give them one or two things to concentrate, follow up, don't assume that they know, and then you just build from there. So great advice there, Griselda. That's why you're such a great leader, and someone that I know that everyone in your team looks up to. And so thank you so much for sharing that. So concluding this interview, I just want to give you the floor one last time. And if there's any other golden nugget or thought or things that you want to say, the floor is yours.
Woo! After the time, also I'm learned to be the example for my team, because I'm follow the example of Claudia Valdez, Cristina, Susie Gutierrez, which they are all be very, very nice friends for me, and they are very close. Anything I'm asked, so I want to repeat that with my people, even if it's not in my team. I want to grow up the market in Houston example. Now I'm inviting people for different lines, and in the Zooms, I'm always saying, if you have people in Houston, please do this and these dates, my presentations. Because I love to be one-on-one presentation. I love that. Why? Because I give the space to the people to ask me things, all the questions they have, and it's more comfortable for them to share things you don't want more people know. But also I love to go and have a presentation in a restaurant on one meeting and see more people. Not because I want only my people and not I have 3 or 4 people. No, I love to see more and they get attention, because the people, it's like, oh, what is that? We put the big sign like actives, and then people is asking, what's it about? Or what you have over there? Oh, you're welcome to come, and that's kind of thing. So invite not only from your organization, I think it's clue to extend and has more people coming to your meetings. And I think be persistent in what you have. Sometimes, like everybody, I think we have ups and downs, and that downs are very difficult. You are very, 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 very close to quit. And then you remember why you're there and why you here and why you did this and why you want to do that. So just remember, and an important thing so many people know is don't listen that people come to put sweet in your ears, miel en tus oídos, talking to you about another companies. And that hurts, because people is coming and want to remove your people. Don't listen. If that people listen, it's because they are not convinced for heart, mind, and want to stay with us. So you cry for them because they left, clean and next. And you keep going, looking for that people really compromise heart, mind, body, everything to actives. This is what you want. I want you, everybody do. Don't cry for that people leaving us or leaving us. Keep going. There's so many things we need to do in actives and keep going because failed is the best thing can happen to you to be successful. If you don't fail, you don't appreciate what you have. That's it.
And it just shows why you're a good leader, being persistent, being an example, and you had great mentors that have been examples and still are for not only yourself, but even for myself and for everybody in actives. You brought up names of Claudina, Claudia, Susie, Christina. I mean, wonderful leaders. And David Brown has always said the quote, if you want to be successful, hang around with successful people. And so if you want to be an example yourself, you hang around with great people who are examples already. And so great advice, being persistent. I love that word, and the more persistent you are, definitely you'll be able to reach your goals. And so Griselda, thank you so much for taking time. I know, you're on the road, being in the lobby of that hotel, but you took time to share with us some valuable information. So I hope everyone took some notes. I took some notes here in my notebook, and I cannot wait to not only share it with the people on this call, but I'm going to take it to Japan. I got a call this week with them in Zoom, and I'm going to say, I just interviewed one of the greatest leaders here at Actives, and this is what she say: if you do these things, you will be successful like her. And so thank you for being the example you are. Thank you for being the leader you are. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your trip there. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart.
Oh, thank you. All right. Thanks so much for our distributor success interview with Griselda, for listening in. Hope you all got to learn something. And so at this point, I'm going to turn the time over back to Rebecca.
Thank you so much, Stu. We are very excited to welcome our CEO, Ryan Thompson, to read our recognition today. So Ryan, I will just turn the time directly over to you.
Okay, thank you, Rebecca. And by the way, before we do this, I noticed that you said that some adjective like you are super excited to hear from David and I on the founders call, or the founders Zoom, but you're hearing from us today. So but I appreciate your enthusiasm. And then Stu, before I do recognition, I'm going to point something out that Griselda said. Don't let people put sweets in your ear. Okay, you need to stop letting people do that. I've noticed a lot of people putting sweets in your ear. You got to stop, right? No more sweets in your ear, Stu. Okay. All right. Now, having said that, sorry, I had to get that off my chest. Let's get started with this recognition. This is about your achievement this last month. So let's go ahead and get started. And that looks like a video. All right. We're going to get started with the top enroller from last month, the month of September, which was a great month, our second highest month ever in the history of the company. I'd like to say it was the biggest month, but last May was massive. But it was the second biggest, and we had an incredible close of the month. So congratulations to all of you. In the United States is really cranking. Lucero Palacio is our top enroller from September. Round of applause for Lucero Palacio. Let's keep it going. And we have in descending order our top 5: Lucero Palacio, Mercedes Alicia Acevedo Hernandez, Blanca Estela Wall, Iran Alvarado, and Liliana Reyes. A fuerte round of applause for everybody. I'm going to be speaking Pocho here, it sounds like. All right, 500 Club from last month. Let's go ahead and hit it. These are people who qualified, it looks like for the entire month of September here in the United States. Lucero Palacio from Dallas, Texas, from El Monte, California, Amalia Velasquez, or Maya, Fontana, California. We have Amalia Tovar, Rockland, California. Charles Brenneman, Charlie. From Pleasanton, California, Mariela Alfaro Bermudez. And Sherman, Texas, Brisa Cano, Ontario, California. Arlene Mendoza. And from Lithia Springs, Georgia, we've got Silvia Lorena Uribe Rivas. From Brownsville, Texas. She's with Colton right now. Again, they're doing a meeting, it looks like this evening. Mercedes Alicia Acevedo Hernandez. And from El Paso, Texas, Adriana Yareli Rangel Perez. From Arlington, Texas, Claudia Chaparro. Mission, Texas, Ernestina Briones. McAllen, Texas, we've got Edita Gomez. From Kearney, New Jersey, I think that's Justine, interesting spelling. Andres Avega Herrera from Brownsville, Texas. James Martinez, El Paso, Texas. Elisa Gonzalez Campos. Again, from El Paso, we've got Lisa Lorena Vergel. From Doral, Florida. Orlando Encarnacion Garcia Aguilar. And St. Paul, Minnesota, Corina Araceli Sainz. All right. Round of applause for everybody there. Stu, I think you might need to be the one reading these. You want to take a stab at these? Let's see. Let's hear Stu
Doing a
Carvalho.
great job. I told Becca I tried this couple times before, and
Let's
I
hear you.
embarrassed
Just
myself.
give us the first 5 names and then pass it back to me. Go for it. Let's hear.
All right,
Stu Carvalho.
continuing is Johanna Garcia, Yusin Shalmakbak Martinez, Manuel Luna Rojas, Stella Vargas Caceres.
Okay.
Is that right?
Cáceres. Yeah.
Caceres. Cristina Alvarado Fuentes. Congratulations to those. Yes.
All right.
Not-
Good
not
job.
too
And round
bad,
of
right?
applause
Hey,
for
I
Stu
did my
Carvalho.
5.
Not bad. We apologize.
But congratulations were to them.
We apologize to Justin Schmalbach Martinez.
Yes, small
But that's actually a German name. It's not even Spanish.
Yeah, I don't speak German.
All right. I'm going to keep going. Great job, Stu,
Okay.
with R.D. Luis Alfredo Vega Medrano, Karen Maturano Salvador, Marta Gomez, Dolly Maidita Ayala Lor, Emma Rosario Verde Soto Mora, Eduardo Antonio López, Luz de Fatima Guerrero Pulido, Catherine Yesenia Jordan Canizares, Norma Leonor Belduma, Aida María Hernández Cepeda, Ángela Ramírez Mora? Okay. Yvonne Solanili Reyes Ortega. A round of applause. And I'm not sure we've got, that's it for 500 Club, for everybody who qualified for the 500 Club this last month in the United States. A5s, new A5s last month. We have Yasmin Olivares from Mission, Texas. A round of applause. We also have Claudia Chaparro from Arlington, Texas. We also have Daniel de Jesus Lopez from Doral, Florida. And we've got Cassandra Figueroa from Bakersfield. Round of applause for Cassandra. And moving on to the A6s from the month of September. We've got Sandra Mendoza from Los Fresnos, Texas. All right. We've got Erika Favela Barraza from Denver, Colorado. Congratulations, Erika. James Martinez from Brownsville, Texas. And we have Mariela Alfaro Bermudez from Pleasanton, California. Round of applause. We also have Iran Alvarado from Houston, Texas. Excellent job. Let's move on to the A7s. New A7s for the month of September here in the United States. We've got Luz Dominguez from Arlington, Texas. Felicidades. Lucero Palacio got her 3rd business center to rank advanced to A7. That's incredible. Good job, Lucero. We've got Ana Belén Melendres from Silmar, California. Congratulations on your A7. We've got Eunice Olivares from Mission, Texas. Congratulations. And we have Elizabeth Casas from San Diego, California. Congratulations, Elizabeth. That's a great achievement. Moving on to A8s. These people will soon be able to access a brand new VIP call center that we're standing up for them. So A8s, pay attention to the communications. And without further ado, Luis Perales from Brownsville, Texas. Congratulations, Luis. Round of applause. Elia Ibanez de Esparza from Mission, Texas. Congratulations, Elia. Sofia Guajardo from Edinburgh, Texas. Round of applause for Sofia. We also have Lucero Palacio from Dallas, got her second business center to A8. So her third was A7. Her second hit A8 last month. Wow, Lucero, congratulations. And moving on to A9s, we have Javier Alberto Cruz Alfaro from Doro, Florida. Congratulations. Stay safe right now there in Doro, Florida. Moving on to A11s, Legend A11. Let's see who they are. Well, I'm not surprised. Lucero Palacio. Look at that. Her first business center hit A11 from Dallas, Texas. So Business Center 1, A11, Business Center 2, what was it, A8, and Business Center 3, A7. Congratulations, Lucero. And for those of you who don't know about business centers, this is one of the big things that makes our comp plan different than other comp plans. You can really earn double, triple, and quadruple the amount of money when you maximize your business center. So read up on that, learn how to do what Lucero's doing. Let's move on. I think we actually had a couple oh, here we go. Vilma Cortez. Vilma is Lucero's sister. Congratulations, Vilma. Also from Dallas, Texas, also hit A11, and they've done network marketing for a lot of years. This is the first company that they've ever worked together as sisters. So that's awesome. Congratulations, Vilma. Excellent job. Moving on to Legend A12s. We have Mercedes Alicia Acevedo Hernandez from Brownsville, Texas, hosting Colton Smith tonight. Congratulations, Alicia, on Legend A12. That's an incredible achievement from last month of September. Well done, Mercedes. And she was our guest speaker last Thursday on Latinos en Acción. All right, guys, one more time, a fervent round of applause for all of our new rank advancements, and of course, A1s through A4s, who we didn't recognize today. Congratulations to all of you. For cuestión de tiempo, we don't have enough time to do everybody, but I'm glad that we were able to recognize A5s and above today on this U.S. English call. So great job. And Becca, am I turning the time back to you, or am I taking it?
You're great to take it, Ryan.
Okay, I'll just keep going, and then I'll pass the time to David, if that's okay with you, David, unless you're in a rush. Guys, I want to say hello, good afternoon. It's great to see all of you. Last week, I congratulated you on an excellent month of September. And as evidenced by the ranks and the 500 Club qualifiers, we're really moving. We're really moving in the United States. I want to, we're really starting to focus more on the U.S. We haven't previously, but, David was recently in El Paso. Colton was in Vegas. He's a week ago, I think. Tonight, he's going to be in Brownsville. And so make sure you're contacting Ian Hain, Ian, who's out on maternity leave right now, but he'll be back soon. If you're putting together a meeting in your area, we'd love to support you, and we'd love to help invest in you, right? So that you can grow your market, your local market. We also want to connect all of the Spanish-speaking US-based people to the company. In our estimation, many Spanish speakers in the United States who are inactive are not connected with us. Well, they're participating perhaps on our Spanish calls. We don't know who they all are, and there's tons of them. So make sure that you are inviting your team members who speak Spanish on Thursday. I think it might be this Thursday, the 12th. Becca, you announced it earlier on, to the U.S. Spanish evening, what are we calling it? Update call, right? I want to share a message, and I also want to hear from you. Guys, I don't have a big message sheet for you today, but I have a message that I'm kind of excited to share. And I'll just say this, I'll make this message about you. And I think that most of you are involved in actives because you want something. You wanted something, right? Many people say, I came for health, right? Estoy por la salud, right? Or that's why I originally came, like Griselda mentioned for her son, right? And not surprising, because we have cutting edge epigenetic products that you can't find anywhere else. The future of wellness is epigenetic. So we know we have something very special that represents the future of wellness and health in general. It's going to be epigenetic. And we're here first. So that's significant. But also a lot of people in actives, many of you are here because you want to work for yourself, right? You need a better way to retire. You need a better way to make ends meet. You need a better way to supplement your household income. You need a better way to just generate income for whatever reason, right? You're betting on actives to be that vehicle to help you achieve that. And I want to share with you that you're not the only ones. We're all that way on the corporate side. You know, many of you have heard David and my story, right? We've heard us talk about getting together in a cafe here in Northern California sometime in early 2017, I think it was. And, you know, kind of talking about how we wanted to get together at one point. And we kept connecting, you know, sporadically over the course of the year. It was April of 2017 that we came together officially. That's a story that he probably has shared with you in the newcomers call, and I've shared. But I want to share with you something that happened today, this date, October 9th of 2016 with me. And this was frankly before I even reached out to David. But it was at a time where I was working for another company. I was with some friends, but we knew the writing was on the wall. We knew that the doors were going to close on us and we would be out. We'd be unemployed, right? And, you know, for anyone that has a family of 6, not having an income, it's a scary proposition. And so I was answering calls from people who were interested in doing different projects with me. I traveled to Mexico a couple of times to meet with some potential investors. And for those of you who know the story, I started to decide, okay, if I'm going to start another company, I want to do it big. I don't want to knock it off another company. I don't want to go small. So I started to email Dr. Joe McCord, right? A famous scientist who I'd worked with years earlier. And then we started to talk on the phone, and then we scheduled time for me to travel out to meet with him. And that was October of 2016. And we landed October 7th. On October 7th, Friday, right as Hurricane Matthew was hitting the ground. So very similar to what's happening right now with the hurricane that's hitting today. In fact, David, I, and Timon were scheduled to be flying in today to Orlando. We canceled our flight, ironically enough. But 8 years ago, we didn't cancel our flights because I don't know why I didn't cancel my flight. We flew out there and I was flying out with a few friends because we were looking at a temporary job opportunity. But I had a secret meeting set up with Dr. Joe McCord that I was trying to meet with. So we flew out there immediately. We rushed to our hotels. The power went out and this massive Hurricane Matthew hit. We had a rental van. We risked it. And me and I think 4 or friends that I was with, who I was working with at the time. Angie was one of those friends I was working with, and so was Ryan Mumford, for that matter. We stuffed ourselves with all of our luggage in a van. We barely fit, and we drove to another hotel. Now, listen to this story. Right next door to this hotel was Christina Godoy, was Claudina Brenneman, was Claudia Valdez, was Jessica Alarcon, was Susana Gutierrez, was, I don't know, Griselda Combe, maybe you were there, but all of this, my old friends from this other company happened to be right next door to me. This was not planned. And they were there for an event, right? A big event. In fact, there were like 5,000 people for some other company. Colton Smith was there at this building for this event. And I was in a hotel room with no power, carpet getting wet because the rain was so strong. It was coming in through this window that was like from ceiling to floor. And I was trying to talk to Joe McCord to find out if he was okay. Okay, we can't make it today, maybe tomorrow. He lost power. Anyways, a couple of days went by, Friday and Saturday, and Sunday, the sun came out and it had passed. So we were checking in. We got our power back on. I said, you know, you okay? He said, yes, I'm okay. I said, let's get together. And so he and I drove about an hour and a half each to meet at a place. And let me see if I can share my screen real quick, because this is the only picture that I have of that meeting was this. Let's see if you can see this picture. This was October 9th of 2026. So exactly 1 year ago. And I want to zoom in here. this is a screenshot I took of the picture on my phone. And look at that, October 9th, 2016, 12:23 p.m. in Okeechobee, Florida. So why I'm sharing this with you is, oops, look at that. That's pretty awesome looking. Why I'm sharing that with you is because I wasn't interested in getting a job or working at a company or being employed. I was interested in starting something. And that was the beginning of a very, very long, difficult road, because that was just the beginning, right? He had me fly to Colorado and to meet with Dr. Hybertson and Dr. Gao, other partners of his. And we put together an agreement where they would license their most potent Nerf2 activator to me. Once I got a company started, I didn't have 2 nickels put together at all. And, you know, spent most of the rest of the year spending money traveling to Mexico, meeting with people, meeting with lots of different people, and meeting with David throughout the year. And at close to a year later is when David said, "Hey, are you ready to fly to Utah?" Because, you know, I essentially said, "Why haven't you put me in front of your investors?" And he said, "Well, we're ready. Fly to Utah." And I flew to Utah, and that was April 17th of 2017. And that's when we came together, and on the wall of his manufacturing company, Food for Health, there was a sign that said Actives, and it was the name of an old product line that they had that had essentially become defunct. So they weren't selling under that brand anymore. And he said, "I kind of like that name." And I'm like, "I like that name too." And we decided on the name Actives. And then the real work started, even more work started, right? I think the first call I made after that was to a friend and a partner at the time. And then I called Angie Hawthorne, and I started to call other members of the team, and we started to get people together. But why and today we're a company that is, you know, we're gonna have an incredible 7th year. It will be historic. We've grown every single year. It doesn't mean that there hasn't been opposition. We've had a lot of opposition here at Actives, way more than we ever expected. But I'm sharing this with you because, guys, if you dream it, it can happen. If you believe it, it can happen. Sometimes, like Griselda said, it means going out and almost embarrassing yourself, right? Talking to people who you know they're going to tell you no, right? But if you have that vision, if you have that dream, you keep going, you go for it. Over the course of the year, from the time I met with Joe McCord to when David and I partnered officially, I can't tell you how many people told me that this idea would never work, that nobody would want to join a company with a scientist who would produce a product for us at another direct selling company years earlier, that was just like a crazy idea. I was told that launching in Mexico was a terrible idea by many, many people. I was told lots of things. I was told that omni-channel would never work. I had an entire boardroom filled of a private bank down in Mexico where none of them had ever done network marketing, but they had friends who had, and they said, "Oh, no, omni-channel won't work. Yeah, that'll never work in MLM or this, that, and the other." And I had to stand on my commitment and my, frankly, on my belief that everything that we had thought of, planned of, was going to work. And I didn't let it go. And I know the same story. David has his own version of his story prior to where we came together, and even when we came together. But guys, why I'm sharing this with you is you need to know that we're not different than you, right? David's story is not different than yours. My story is not that much different than yours. While we don't call ourselves distributors, all of us have made taken big risks to do this and to bet on something that prior to, like, for example, prior to you all showing up, it didn't exist, right? And everything around us was telling us it wasn't going to work. And so for you to achieve greatness, for you to achieve the highest heights, freedom, financial freedom, you have to be willing to risk it all. You have to be willing to be embarrassed, right? But don't be embarrassed, right? Be confident. Focus on why you're doing what you're doing, and the embarrassment will leave. I was never embarrassed because it was uncomfortable and it was expensive, right, to travel to Mexico every month. But I always took the attitude that when people told me I was crazy, I always felt like I knew more than them, because because I could see the end from the beginning. I visualized what was going to happen. I visualized all of you. That was a big secret that I had, that those people who told me I was crazy didn't know. I visualized all the people who would eventually show up. And I've told Christina this. I visualized her. I visualized Claudina. I visualized Claudia. I visualized their teams specifically because there were people who I had worked with before. And I knew that if we could pull this together, that they and others would be involved in this. And so here's my tip for all of you. Visualize your team. Visualize who you're going to have at your side in the future. Maybe they're not there today. Visualize them, really visualize them, visualize their families, visualize why they're working with you, visualize where they're living, what countries they're in. And the more you visualize that, the more real it will become. It's not a delusion, right? You're actually manifesting something that's going to happen, right? You're visualizing something that's going to happen, but you've got to hold on to that vision and work until you realize that vision. So I hope you feel like you're more like us now, because I feel like I'm where all of you were at one point, whether it was here at Actives or even years ago as a distributor. So with that, dig deep and have the best month you've ever had this month of October. And with that, I will turn the time to my esteemed colleague and partner, Mr. the one and only, our very own, Mr. David Brown. David Brown, how are you?
Well, thank you, Ryan. I'm not the one and only. David Brown is a very common
You're
name.
right.
There's
One
tons
of many
us out
David
there,
Browns.
but I am your one and only. And
Well,
now
you're
I
my-
think it's,
yes.
it's time for me to correct this story and tell people what really happened. No, I'm just kidding. But there is a little bit more to the story. As crazy as it was for Ryan to be in Florida meeting Dr. McCord, that Christina and others were just right next door. That's pretty amazing. And it does remind me of the quote from The Alchemist. If you've never read that book by Paul Coelho, I recommend it. I only read it because my kids were assigned to read it in high school, and I would read it and say, but one of my favorite quotes is, when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. And you can, for me and others, that all of the universe means God. For others, it's not. But whatever your background is, it's been proven over and over again. We get what we want. We do. We just get what we want. And sometimes what we want apparently is gaining weight while we're watching our favorite TV shows sitting on the couch. But that's what we want. And we demonstrated it by doing that, okay? I think about Griselda and her message today about persistence and keeping going. She's a great example of that. I'm going to embarrass her a little bit because I've now known her long enough to know that when that there was a time when we would be working out at these events and she'd say, David, I want to lose weight. I want to lose weight. And I'm like, you look great. You're fine. But I don't know, I'm not going to embarrass her by asking her how much she's lost, but she's lost quite a bit. And you know how that happens? You do that through persistence and keeping going and making changes in your life. You don't just think about it. You just don't think, oh man, it would really be great. Oh, I wish that somebody would help me lose weight. At a certain point, you just got to do it. And so I think that that's a lesson for all of us to go back to the basics. The other part of the story that Ryan didn't mention is that when we got together at that little Panera Bread, I think it was, in wherever that was, Pleasanton or someplace, he talked to me about how he had gotten together with Dr. Joe McCord. Well, that's when I told him, oh, that's interesting. I also got together with Dr. McCord. I think roughly, I don't remember now, Ryan, but I think it was roughly the same time period. Maybe a month earlier, a month later, but anyway, it wasn't too different. And he looked at me and said, yeah, if there's one person that I think may have gotten to Dr. McCord to talk to him about his products, I would have thought of you. And I said, yeah, that's exactly what I think about you as well. And so we'd already had these connections. And he's totally right when he says that we are just like you. Let me tell you what it's like to raise money to start a company, okay? People want to know, are you invested yourself? Are you going to put your own money into it? If you believe in something so much that you really think that others ought to believe in it also, it really helps your cause a lot for them to know that you invested your own resources, you invested your own time, your own money. And so when I said, yes, I'm investing my own money, my own time, and this is why it's so important. These are great products. This is a great business channel. We've had success in building this. You can invest alongside with me because you're also looking for a good business opportunity and it's going to pay off for you. Is that really any different than what you do as a distributor? You can stand strong when you talk to anybody because all of you have invested your own money to join actives. All of you spend money every month on products that you believe will help you and your family. So you're invested. Nobody can say, oh, you're just trying to get me to do something you haven't done. No, not at all. You're only asking them if they're interested in doing the exact same thing that you've already demonstrated your belief in. So to Ryan's point about being embarrassed, never try. And I know it's hard because there's a lot of people out there that aren't putting sweets in your ears. They're putting sour things in your ears. And they're saying, you know, nobody makes money at MLM and it's all a scam and all this kind of stuff. And you can point to them and say, listen, I may not have been successful in everything I've tried, but I've looked at this. I've examined this. I put my own money in this. I'm seeing success. I've received checks and I've seen other people receive tremendous benefits from the products. I've seen the science. I've seen the compensation plan. I know that other people from other companies have left those companies, not necessarily because they were bad companies, but that they realize, wow, I can spend the same amount of time, the same amount of effort, and get more money because the compensation plan is so much richer. We were just talking about Japan, and Stu mentioned that he's going to be on the phone again tonight. There's some people that have been on the sidelines, and on your life, in your life, there's probably people who have been kind of saying, I'm kind of interested, but I want to see how you do. I want to hear about whether this company even makes it, because so many start and so many go out of business and all this type of thing. And now when they see that not only are individuals having success, but of course the company has success along with those individuals, it piques their interest. They start looking. And so I'd encourage you to stay in touch, even with people who have said no in the past, because now your story has changed. Now you have more to talk about. I'll tell you the main difference between those of you who are talking to others about making an investment in themselves and in their families by joining actives, compared to when I was seeking out investors, we didn't have anything yet. We didn't have an office. We didn't have products. We just had ideas. Now, Actives has more than just ideas. We have a proven track record. We're one of the fastest growing, consistently growing companies in the industry at a time when many, many companies are either just staying flat or going backwards. Why is that happening? There's only one reason, because many people are doing exactly what Griselda told you today. They're sticking to the basics. They're following a success guide. They're not just hanging around people that are successful. They're doing the same things that they saw those successful people do, because that's really the only way you have success. You can go off your own way if you want and try to create your own trail through a rugged forest, or you can stay on the path that everyone's proven will get you to where you want to go. And it's always easier to follow the path that's been blazed by others. And there are many on this call, including our own A16, Christina Godoy, who has been there. She's an example of what's possible. Many people would have looked at her 10 years ago and say, you know, she's got a lot going on, but I really don't know that I see her rising to the top of a network marketing company. And one of those people that would have said that was herself, looking in the mirror saying, I'm not sure I see myself doing this. But something changed. Something clicked in her, something clicked in others, and the same thing's true of every single person that I can see on this call and throughout the company that have succeeded. They've done it all the same way. And it's not, you know, you might say, well, they got lucky by finding this person. They got lucky by finding that person. Well, guess what? You don't get lucky in finding anybody unless you're following the basics and you're searching and sharing. That's the way you get lucky in finding people, okay? I guarantee you that none of these people came to you and said, listen, I want you to give me a business opportunity and here's what I'm going to do for you. That's not what happened, okay? They were sought out, somebody talked to them, and they shared a business idea that they've already invested their own time and effort and hopefully, as Griselda said, their heart and mind. You do that, you're going to find that your success, the lifestyle changes that you're making in order to accomplish what you really want, will now tie you into the universe And all of those powers will work together to help you accomplish what you'd really like to, not just in regards to actives, but other aspects of your lives that you'd really like to see change. So there's many examples of that. I look forward to hearing more and more about your stories, because those Ryan and I have fun stories, but I guarantee you, speaking for both of us, we like hearing your stories better, and we're glad to be here with you along for the ride. So Stu or Rebecca or whomever, it's back to you guys.
Thank you so much, David and Ryan, for sharing those intimate stories. And that's why it's great to be on these calls, because maybe that's the first time for many of us that have heard these stories of how the company came to be. And I don't think there's any coincidence in things that's happening here at Actives. It's not a coincidence that Colton is in Brownsville. We saw the recognition and how many people in Texas have been rank advancing, have been achieving the 500 club, and so the fact that the work is growing in the places that our leaders are, top enrollers are, it's comforting to see that persistence, as Griselda pointed out, keeping it simple, listening, being examples pays off. And so thank you both for those great closing remarks. Thank you, Griselda, for joining us today and for that heartfelt lessons that you have taught us. I hope everyone can learn of it and from it. And so I know our call been a little longer than usual, but it's because of that great recognition. If I was the one who did the recognition, probably it would be 10 minutes longer, but thank you, Ryan, for stepping in and for reading off those names. And we just want to thank each and every one of you and the many others that have achieved the 500 club rank advance. And like Ryan pointed out, the A1s to the A4s, those are no small achievements. Those are huge. And we definitely want to make sure that we, show our appreciation to you all. And so can't wait to see you, everyone, as well as the many others that's not on this call at our October event in Salt Lake City, because it's going to be amazing. And it's going to be a lot of things that's going to be happening, announcing and done. So make sure you get yourself and your teams and so many others to that event. It's in 10 days. So start planning, and we'll see you, as Ryan always points out, we see you at the top. So with that being said, Rebecca, I'll turn time back to you for our wheel of names.
Thanks so much, Stu. I'll do the fastest wheel of names we have ever done. And while I pull it up, I noticed that Tanya said in the chat that Lorene Lake is really ill. And Tanya, thanks for the update. And please, everybody, keep Lorene in your prayers and in your thoughts. That is really too bad. And our hearts go out to her. So let's get on with our round. All right, we've got Lizette Para. We've got Norma Torres. Congratulations. Very so close. We've got Laritza Contreras. Congratulations, you three. Thank you for being on the call today.
Once again, give a prayer also to all of our Floridian active distributors out there. They're going to go through some tough times the next couple of hours, but praying for their safety and their health. So thank you all for joining. We'll see you guys next week, and have a great day. See you all.
Thanks, everyone. See you.
Bye.
Thanks, Becca. Take care, guys. Thanks, Griselda.
See you. Thanks, Griselda. Good seeing everyone. Have a great day. Bye.